These are some of the big games this weekend that you could find some big recruiting weekends. Of course, we've already gone down the Alabama at Texas A&M, and the big visitors headed there to College Station. Another top 25 matchup in Lincoln, noon Eastern on ABC. UCLA visiting Nebraska. Hey, we're making an official visit. We do it every week. Here's Phil Murphy.
Thanks, Matt. Welcome into the official visit, where this week we track the travels of some of the nation's top prospects. First, we look at the week that was, as the #1 defensive end in the ESPN 300 visited Michigan to watch the Notre Dame game under the lights. Deshaun Hand has a final three of Alabama, Florida, and Michigan, and Big Ten reporter Tom VanHaaren has been following his recruitment. Tom, what was Hand's biggest takeaway from his time in Ann Arbor?
Well, he said the best part of the visit was when he was walking into the stadium. He walked on the sidelines before the game, was about to enter his seat, and all of a sudden all the fans started chanting, "We want Deshaun." He thought that was pretty cool for that big of a game, that big of an atmosphere to the fans, for the fans to be acknowledging him. They knew who he was. He thought that was the best part of the visit. Overall, he told me, this being his first official visit, Michigan got the visits off to a great start. It was a great visit. He purposely doesn't give away too much, but from what he did say, he enjoyed the trip very much.
The premier game of this coming weekend, undoubtedly, is defending champion Alabama traveling to College Station to face 6th-ranked Texas A&M. Sam Kahn, our Texas A&M and SEC reporter, will be at Kyle Field Saturday afternoon. And Sam, I hear some top prospects will join you there, though I'm going to assume they're going to be a little closer to the field. Which recruits do Kevin Sumlin and company plan on hosting this weekend?
Oh, the list is long. It's a long list of 2014 guys and 2015 guys, and some of the top ones in the country. You're looking at some of their top targets like defensive end Myles Garrett, athlete Speedy Noyle, his teammate defensive end Gerald Willis, safety Jamal Adams, safety/linebacker prospect Edwin Freeman. These are all ESPN 300 guys on our top 100 commit. A&M commit. Kyle Allen's coming, the quarterback from Arizona. It is a long list, plus a bunch of 2015 guys as well. It is going to be packed with top-level recruits at Kyle Field on Saturday.
Now, Sam, to a lot of fans, these are just names with a ranking next to them. But from an on-the-field standpoint, what would it mean to the Aggies in 2014 and beyond to have these guys on the roster?
It would be huge. I mean, you look at a guy like Jamal Adams right now. You know, A&M is a little bit hurting at safety in terms of depth. He's a guy that you would look at as someone who could probably step in and play right away. Myles Garrett, a defensive end, the kind of size and freakish athleticism he has would fit perfect in the SEC. And you got a guy like Speedy Noyle, who lives to his name. He's very fast and would fit perfectly in style of offense that A&M plays.
College Station won't be the only town with a concentration of top high school talent Saturday, as Cal has a number of the West Coast top prospects in town for its showdown against #2 Ohio State. We are SC and Pac-12 reporter Blair Angulo joins us now. Blair, who among the most coveted West Coast recruits will be in Berkeley?
I think you have to look at Micaiah Quick. Obviously he's one of the highly rated athletes in the country. He's, a kid from Fresno, so it's not going to be too far from him, and I think it's going to be an unofficial visit. And then obviously Joe Mixon, the top running back on the West Coast, will also be there. He's a kid from the Bay Area. He's gotten a lot of pressure to kind of, check out the local school. He loves the SEC. He loves, other schools from other parts of the country. But I think he'll be there with good intentions. He'll give Cal its shot. This will be an official visit for him. I think 1 of 5 that Cal will have. And I think Coach Sonny Dykes even said there's going to be over 100 kids there. So these are two big guys and two key members of the visitors list.
Blair, you mentioned Micaiah Quick. He's a USC target, and that also goes for some of the players who are visiting Oregon this weekend. And SC's coming off a tough-to-swallow home loss to Washington State last weekend. Blair, what kind of effect will the Trojans showing last week have on their recruiting efforts going forward?
Yeah, it absolutely makes it more difficult for the USC coaching staff, especially after the loss to Washington State. Recruits know what's happening with the Trojans. A few of them that I spoke with following last weekend's loss, they wish to remain anonymous, obviously not to burn bridges and stuff like that, but they're turned off big time. USC hasn't shown anything early this season that suggests that anything has changed from the previous season. I still think there's a good chance that USC will have a good recruiting year. I mean, when you look at it, the Trojans will either bounce back, have a great season, and pull in the top recruits just as they always do, or there's going to be a coaching change, which usually boosts recruiting, and there's promise of change. So I think USC will be fine, but these visitors and these top-notch games that are going on the West Coast, mixed with the fact that USC is struggling, it isn't going to help at this moment.
Well, that'll do it for us here on the Official Visit. For all the hottest recruiting storylines throughout the week, head to RecruitingNation.com. But for now, we'll send you back to Matt and the guys in Charlotte.
Thank you, Phil, for that official visit. We invite you to visit our RecruitingNation.com website. That is the place to go. It's got those player rankings and those all-important class rankings. See where your favorite team stacks up.